I usually just put on like atmospheric tones. It's kind of a weird thing. I've been in like really like big synth beds. So there's like this guy on YouTube called Futurescapes and another guy called Spacewave. And he just has like an hour-long loop of this really like Vangelis-inspired atmospheric bed. And I usually just put that on when I drive just because driving in LA is a nightmare. And it usually keeps me like pretty level-headed, so I don't like, you know, try to run anyone over or anything. But in terms of albums, that new Flesh God Apocalypse album, Opera, is freaking awesome. The Ishan record, Ishan's self-titled record, is phenomenal. Outside of that, yeah, just atmospheric beds. Can't listen to metal when I drive in traffic, dude. It kills me, man. I think that Ishan record would be sick. The record is top-notch, man. I would check out that new Archspire, the Goldmouth Ruin. If you can pull that off, you're pretty much a guitar hero. Dean is not a guitar hero, but I would say if you could pull that off, you will actually be a guitar hero. Another one I would pick up is probably Rivers' last record, The Work, or I would probably pick up Where Owls Know My Name. A bunch of cool riffs on that one. I guess like when you go on tour, you kind of just forget everything that's happening and you don't really get to practice, but I'm trying to like lock my right hand speed with my left hand. I just do like little legato warm-ups, so we would start with like my pinky and then just kind of do this shape. And I'm just using these 3 fingers here, so 4, 3, and 1, because for me, I don't know if some people are like this, but my 2 tendons are connected here, so if I like try to move my pinky, my ring finger moves too. So I'm kind of at a disadvantage, so like doing this has allowed me to like build a lot more like dexterity in between these 2 fingers, so I just continue the mode. And then that kind of just like gets me warmed up, and it also just, yeah, again, it gives me like dexterity between these 2 fingers. It's kind of something I like picked up when I almost cut my finger off. So I had a sushi knife and I was cutting an avocado during the pandemic, real dark times, right? Cutting avocados with sushi knives. Like cut through the avocado and it like went straight through the avocado into my pinky, dude. And I like didn't know that it happened. And then I like saw a bunch of blood in the sink. I'm like, man, that's a nasty avocado. And then I like looked at my finger and I saw the bone and I just freaked out. So I got like a bunch of stitches and like a technique I used to like kind of get my strength back, which I think made me a little bit of a better player, was doing that kind of extra. So you just would legato that. Again, it's like a lot of separation between like notes too. It kind of gives you like a smoother legato. What I would do to get like more separation between each string when you like sweep pick is to just do like this staircase sweep pattern, but you would also change strings with it too, so it would be something like this. So I would start an upstroke. I have a thing where I start upstrokes with a lot of my sweep patterns, so I would do this. And then I would modulate and use my pinky to go to the next shape. Anyway, yeah, that's how you piss off your neighbors, but yeah, that's like a warm-up and a technique I would suggest for if you're trying to get like some note separation in your string skipping. Alan Holsworth, I grew up like worshiping that guy, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie Malmsteen, Greg Howe. I guess it's more than one, but you know, they're kind of like, it's hard to have just one extreme favorite guitar player, but I would say if it's just had to be one, it'd have to be Alan Holsworth. I think it's every metal band's dream to tour with Meshuggah. Or Necrophagus, but they're not around anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, so this is my custom Delos Kiesel guitar. I call this the peanut butter and jelly, or the PB&J, which might come out at some point for everyone. This is the Delos shape, so it's just like a super strat kind of essentially. I have a flame maple top here. The back would be black limba body, and then I'm putting a Floyd Rose, original Floyd Rose in there instead of what Fender would use, I don't even know. But anyway, like I put a Floyd Rose in there, and then on top of that, I'm using this really sick roasted maple right here. And it's just one piece, the back is maple as well. And then I just kind of decked out the color scheme to mimic a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then I just kind of like add some you know, character with it with the white pickups with the black bobbins in there. And then pearloid tuners, just kind of give it a little bit of class, you know. But yeah, this is my main rig that I've been using on this tour with Flesh God Apocalypse. I don't even know, man. Toronto, dude. I don't know, some places in Europe are pretty sick. I had a really good time playing in like Ireland. It's a beautiful country, so I'm stoked to go back there. Indonesia was interesting, that was cool. That was like my first time ever playing with the Faceless, playing a festival with like 30,000 people. I kind of got to explore the country a little bit, it's really pretty. But I don't know, it's hard to have a favorite city. Oslo is just a favorite city in general, but yeah, anything in Norway is amazing. I'd like to play in Helsinki. I've never played there. I'd like to play that Tuska open air. It looks so sick. But yeah, definitely like Helsinki would be rad. Yeah, outside of music, obviously video games. I've got back into Baldur's Gate, Fallout 4 when they did that HD or the PS5 upgrade. And then outside of that, I just do a lot of hiking. I've been trying to get more into like 3D rendering and stuff. So I'm like getting into like Rhino, trying to learn some different, you know, traits and tools and stuff like that. This guy right here. The Quad Cortex by Neural DSP. No, for real, this thing's sick. I've used it on like several tours now. It's a workhorse. I love its like interface. Everything sounds great on it. The new Quad Cortex, I'm sorry, the Mini Cortex is like a smaller version of this, which I'm really stoked to check out. Honestly, anything that Neural does has been freaking awesome. I love everything they do. Don't use a sushi knife to cut an avocado, because you can cut your finger off and then you have to freak out and maybe not play guitar. Practice harder, practice longer. Don't ever stop playing.